Here we got our February south garden. Let's go take a look. First up, we got our 6-foot tall favas, and you can see they're putting on one bean per cluster of flowers, so it's going pretty well. These are the first to flower, and they've been flowering steadily ever since. The rest are 4 feet tall, so this is on the end, and you can see bees are going everywhere. Again, lots of flowers. I haven't seen too many pods on this, but one interesting note is there are brown flowers. All the other flowers look the same. This one has very unique brown flowers there that look purple when they're in bud, which is really cool. So yeah, Andean mix has a flower variation. All right, this next group has been flowering for a little bit of time. Not as long as the other two. Could just be the bed. This bed is clearly not as good as the others. Again, 4 feet tall. A little bit of, I don't know, ruffling on the edges of the leaves. Not sure if that's a bad thing or just genetic. And then on the end here, we have the ones that look like black beans. They haven't flowered yet. I can see at the top there's some buds. Let me take you in a little closer here and take a look. You can see a little bit of clusters. Hard to find, really. Like, those are going to probably become flowers. So I don't think they're going to produce anything for me, which was surprising. I thought all favas would do well, but I've only grown one. So yeah, we'll see how these go. It's a good test. This is my dry cropping area, which I'm really excited to see that it's actually growing corn just on our rain. I planted it at like 2 weeks ago, our second rain we ever got this year. And it's sprouting and doing well. Germination is currently at 31 out of 57, so about 50%. And this is Morado Maize Corn by Dave Christensen. So currently doing well. Excited to see how it goes. On the opposite side, we have another dry cropping corn. Now this is designed for dry cropping up in Oregon. The other is Montana. And this has a 75% germination to date. It's looking really good. These are more yellow, so I'm not sure how they'll fare, but looking good so far. Yeah, so kind of a winter corn. A winter dry, no irrigation corn. I'm trying to get started here. So we'll see. Now with such low rain, we've had really heavy pest pressure from the gophers, and this was cut in half. I don't know if you can see it, but they chomped off half of that. They just came straight out of the hole here, and they've been gnawing on these fruits, this eggplant. So they've been super aggressive with any food they can find. They've been digging up anything and everything, no matter what it is. So lost half our eggplant. I brought it in. My wife made something out of it, which is good. And then we have our pepper. Not loving it, but still doing its thing. Quick shot of the cover crop down here. This will be a squash patch later. It's very thin, mostly because gophers have taken most of it. So these are all individual plants that are getting bigger. See if I can show top view. You might see a little more all the gopher holes that are in there. So yeah, they've been eating everything. They're super hungry and starving to death. So that's what I do too. So you just gotta work with it. Again, this is pretty much all taken down by gophers. Thankfully, some of them still have roots, so they're regrowing a bit. We got some calendulas on the edge, making it happen. Clearly this crop was planted at the perfect time. It's going absolutely berserk. The vetch is totally taking over, dropping into this other bed. Just starting to flower. I always love these purple flowers. Look amazing. Really start to add some color when winter has just green for us here. And then we have our little bit of that wheat trying to survive all of the things that are falling or growing into it. Doing well so far. And then the ever and always champion of the garden, the Christmas lima, looking amazing, growing a little yellow. It didn't like the rain, and a bunch of the seed pods are getting old. Some of the seeds got wet, so can't use them anymore, but it continues to grow and hang in there. So yeah, that's what I've got. If had anything interesting to add, or you want to ask some questions about various things I showed, just drop a comment below. Thanks, guys.